Welcome back. Happy April Fool's Day. Hope you didn't get tricked too badly this year. From what I could tell in my research, the origin of April Fools goes back to when France changed to the Gregorian calendar. And this is the time of year with the equinox that people used to celebrate New Year's. And those that were slow to catch on still celebrated New Year's, and they were called April Fools. And then it evolved into people pranking each other and yelling April Fool, which leads us to the best prankster, trickster, if you will, Loki. Now, Loki is the Norse god of mischief. And he is usually portrayed, mischievous, pranking, tricking, the trickster. Loki's first appearance in Marvel Comics is in 1949. However, his more current incarnation didn't happen until 1962. Then in 2003, Stargate SG-1 had their version of the Asgardians, and of course, they also had a Loki, and he was a trickster. In 2007, we meet Loki in Supernatural. In 2008, this little cutie became Loki Bravo and joined My Little Clouder. Then in 2011, we get Thor with the MCU version of Loki, and whom most people think of as Loki because they did such a good casting job. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched, please skip forward a few seconds. Then in 2018, we meet the actual Loki in Supernatural. So with all that Loki in pop culture, because he's such a fun character, I decided it was finally time for me to make my own Loki headpiece to go with my Her Universe Loki dress. The first step, as you see here, I am trying to make the pattern. I thought butcher tape wouldn't stick as bad. Unfortunately, when I took it off, it really did. It stuck more to my skin than I thought, and obviously the eyebrows and the facial hair, and it hurt taking off. So I recommend putting maybe saran wrap around the face and then to make the pattern. Once I traced where like my jawline is and the hairline and how thick I thought I wanted the mask, I took that pattern, cut that out on craft paper. Then I put that onto tracing paper. I realized, and then I put that onto cardboard, and I realized it wasn't wide enough for my face where I wanted it to sit. So I added a little bit in the middle and made it even wider. When I finally got that cardboard piece where I wanted it, then I cut out craft foam. I used 6mm craft foam for the actual headpiece itself, and then I used 2mm craft foam on top of that to give it a little more definition, as well as to try and keep the curve on the inside. I used craft foam for the horns. I tried to shape them, and it said to let them dry 12 to 48 hours. However, I think I made them a little too thick, because when I tried to cut them to actually put it on, it was still kind of wet inside. So I kind of tried to shape them a little bit more to thin them out. I don't think it turned out too bad. It obviously, for my first attempt, it's pretty good. And then I glued 2 combs to try and be able to wear it and keep it in place. I used craft foam spray paint primer, upon which then I decided I was going to try for this hammered gold, and then on top of the hammered gold I used metallic shiny. And here's the final result. I think it turned out pretty good, like I said, for my first time trying to use the craft foam and the craft clay, the foam clay. I honestly don't think it turned out too bad for my first attempt with the craft foam. I do think I need a sharper cutting tool and maybe some shaping tools. However, I really am quite honestly happy with the results. So once again, happy April Fool's Day. Hopefully you're enjoying it with your favorite tricksters. And until next time.